Welcome back. The big story, Kevin Spacey has been acquitted, found not guilty of 9 sex offences at London's Southwark Crown Court. Lots of calls coming in about it. We'll try to get to you, but it's important that we cover every aspect of this story, but by all means keep your calls coming in. 0344 499 1000. Do we need to, as a matter of great urgency, uncancel Kevin Spacey, who's never been found guilty of any of the allegations against him? I'm going to talk to Mark Borokowski in just a second. A few texts coming in here. Kevin, I hope, this is from Nikki in Hatfield, I hope Kevin Spacey is given the opportunity to work again. I would love to watch him again on the screen again. I also love your new afternoon slot. It's really spiced up my weekday afternoons. That's why I read that message. Thank you, Nikki. Mick, you are right, Kev. The second-rate lawyers at the CPS, the Crown Prosecution Service, love to prosecute celebs and police officers. They have parties on good results. Well, if that's true, that you're saying that, Mick, I would never. You might think that. I couldn't possibly comment. They won't be having a party at the CPS tonight, will they? Here's one from Bren. A great show. I'm really pleased Spacey got found not guilty, but that's the point. He is innocent and he's not guilty. There's a big difference. I'm not quite sure what that means. What it is he's innocent. He's not guilty. A court has found him not guilty. We cannot cancel him now that he's been found not guilty. That's what I'm saying. What do you think? 0344 499 1000. Is it time to uncancel Kevin Spacey? And the answer is yes. Now, let's talk to London's top PR guru, good friend of mine, Mark Borokowski. Hi, Mark.
Hi, Kev.
Thanks for joining us. What are your feelings? There's extraordinary scenes down at Southwark Crown Court. And I think the big question is, as I'm trying to make very clear here, this guy, one of the greatest film actors of all time, mesmerising, charismatic performer, had the most glittering of careers, quite rightly, in the slipstream of Harvey Weinstein and Bill Cosby, the Me Too movement, was summarily cancelled. His entire career, honours taken away from him, lost his job on the House of Cards, had to pay Netflix $31 million for breach of contract because they said he behaved inappropriately, and so on and so forth. And yet, amid all these allegations, both sides of the Atlantic, culminating in this court case at Southwark Crown Court, the police have never proved any of these allegations against him, and now a jury has found him at Southwark Crown Court totally innocent, not guilty of all 9 charges. We need to think about cancel culture. We need to talk about it. This guy getting cancelled is just not fair, is it?
He should never have been cancelled. I mean, you and I come from an age is that you're innocent until proven guilty. What we live now in a modern age driven by social media pylons is you're guilty, full stop. You know, prove your innocence. And in fact, that's exactly what Kevin Spacey has done. And of course, you know, all these corporate beasts of the entertainment world studios were quick to rush to judgment. There's due process in this, and I think this is a new beginning. The zeitgeist has changed here.
Interesting.
That we've got to stop working around what we feel about something. You're sort of rushing to sort of cancel people on the basis of accusations, because if it goes to the court of law, as it has done both here in America, and he is proven innocent, then that's what he should be judged by. But of course, people don't do that. They feel that they understand the story from what is being thrust into the sort of modern media world of social media, the gossip, the innuendo, the rumours, the lies. And we feed on it because we love the story. We don't love the facts. Yeah. And I think the facts have been played out here. 12 people in the jury has looked at those facts and given a unanimous verdict. Yes, we've had. And also, I think a lot of praise should be given to the type of people who stood by Kevin Spacey. You know, Elton John didn't have to. A lot of people run away at these times because they don't want to be touched by this. And let's not forget about the money that's gone into this, the police time, the CPS, all this all the time, and the PTSD this guy suffered. I mean, the stress for the family and the friends who've had to endure this unremitting sort of bile that has been said against him. It's both homophobic, arguably, and it is, of course, an indication that if you're famous, therefore you're guilty of something.
Indeed. I mean, will there be any chance whatsoever? I mean, I've been saying all afternoon, this guy should be able to return to Hollywood and pick up the pieces of his once incredibly glittering career. As I say, you can't overstate what a great actor Kevin Spacey is, and one of the greatest film actors of all time. Now that he's been acquitted, found completely innocent of all the charges against him, a similar case in America collapsed. So all we're left with is the sniping and the innuendo and the gossip on social media. If the studios in Hollywood had any backbone about them, they would say, never mind social media, never mind about what people are saying. This guy is innocent. We hereby hire him for our next big film. But it's not going to happen, is it?
Kev, you've spent years in Hollywood. You tell me, you know exactly what's going on happening here. They're all frightened. They're all vanilla. They're corporate studios who have to invest millions of pounds on a project. They need everything to be squeaky clean. You know, you have to get insurance policy. You have to get brakes on this. There's so much that's involved with a contract. But look, make no mistake, you know, I was lucky enough to see Kevin Spacey perform live on stage on a number of occasions. His presence is extraordinary, but there is a route for him. And the route that he will take, I'm sure, is there's no shortage of very powerful independent producers who want him in their product. And when he actually gets that chance to remind everybody how good he is, let's see what happens next. But of course, the studios have got to stand back from this. Of course, they'll actually put forward, you know, lots of sort of glossy language and not saying absolutely nothing. But I think at the moment, I think he should celebrate this victory, deal with the stress, but actually look at some absolutely extraordinary scripts and formats I'm sure will be thrown his way. Choose the best and let us all get back to understand just what we've been missing over these 7 years.
Yeah, both the British and the Americans have deprived themselves of this man's extraordinary talent just on the basis of unproven accusations, and we've got to think about this. We've really got to think about it. Last question, Mark. What would you do? I mean, I'm thinking positively. I'm hoping he can revive his incredible career. What would you do to try to re-establish him as the star that he should be?
It's quite simple, Kevin. I would double down on the facts. And to double down on the facts, the man is innocent. I would actually be looking and actually supporting what he wants to do. You know, I think he's you know, the man is traumatized by this. I mean, can you imagine sitting there waiting for this verdict, like the sword of Damocles hovering over you? It's like, you know, waiting for a judgment. So I think he's got to get himself back together. I'm sure he'll want to quickly go back together. It's choosing that next product, because no one can actually publicize or work with something if actually the next big thing that people are expecting Kevin Spacey to, it's got to be good. Yeah. It's got to be a great script. If he's got a great script, I would double, and I'll actually possibly become an icon for this age we've gone through the last 15, 20 years, and actually start perhaps giving support to other people who find themselves...
Talk about it. Don't hide your light under a bushel. Absolutely. Mark, all too short, but thank you very much for finding the time to talk to me. That's Mark Borokowski, London's top PR guru, old friend of mine.